Hi, my name is Austin Scott, and today I'll be talking to you about a career in thermal imaging, which I am going to be pursuing after graduation. So, last summer I interned with a company located in Norwalk, Ohio called Envisions. They're an electrical engineering and business consulting firm. They test electrical systems using infrared cameras. They do work in all 50 states, and there's been a recent increase in demand for their services. So, these are some of their major customers. They include Anheuser-Busch, Amazon, Linde Chemicals, Freshmark, Smuckers, and Husky Energy. They do obviously more companies than these, but these are their major ones. And a lot of the times for these companies and like hospitals and universities that they do, it's required service by their insurance providers. So this is the FLIR camera. That's what we use. It has the capability to take a photo of both infrared and standard at the same time. So what we do is we go through places that hire us and open up all of their electrical panels, breaker boxes, and disconnects. We look at all the components inside with the IR camera. When we do this, we are able to see if a component is hotter than the others. When we find the issue, we take a picture of it in IR and in standard so that we can write it up in a report that we give back to the customer, because these hotspots have the potential to malfunction and shut down operations. Frank Felice was quoted in saying in an article on Buildipedia.com, "Properly trained and qualified infrared technicians provide companies with a great return on their investment, and importantly, avoid the significant damages often associated with unqualified work. And for electrical equipment, it is best to inspect critical units as frequently as practical, perhaps less critical units less frequently." So, as I mentioned earlier, there has been an increase in demand for our services, more specifically in the Southwest, especially in the Houston area. This is because Hurricane Harvey came through and caused major damage to the area. In an article by Emily Atkins, she gives us the statistics that over 25 plants had to close their doors due to the damage caused by the hurricane, and that there was a major cause and damage to chemical plants in the area, and these chemical plants release carcinogens into the air. Now, these carcinogens being released was nobody's fault. It was just a result of the damage from the hurricane. But still a major issue because these companies can be fined by the EPA if they do not get them fixed. This is an opportunity for Envisions because we have a camera that can detect where these gases are being released from, so that these companies do not get fined, so we can go in, tell them where the issue is, and they can fix the leak. So as I mentioned before about giving reports back to our customers, it's a huge part of our business. It's how we communicate with our customers and show them our findings, and our reports are what really set us apart from our competition. This stuff is complex enough, and it can be confusing not only to look at an IR image, but also the terminology is, pretty just confusing in itself. So we make sure our reports are easy to understand, to know what the problem is, where it is, and how it's located. In an article from the Manufacturing Institute, they gave us statistics that 70% of all manufacturing workers only have a high school degree or less. And these are the people that we work with every day. So, not only is the majority of the people that we work side by side with not educated in what thermal imaging is, but also just in higher education in general. So this is just a quick example of what our reports look like. This is the cover page. It has the company that we are inspecting, the contact information, the address, and the native standards that we use to inspect them in the electrical systems. The next page of the report gives a forward of our services and how we rank our errors on a scale of 1 to 4. 1 being of some concern, and 4 being that the issues that we found need to be repaired right away. So the next section of the report is just the route list. It gives, as you can see, the item number, where it's located, the number that's on the item, and the condition that it's in, whether it's okay, there's an exception in it, we didn't have access to it, it's not operating, it was a baseline image only, or it was tagged out at the time. And then this is the last section of the report, which just has it's the error page. So as you can see here, we have a standard image and then the infrared image. And this is where we have boxes around the outside, as you can see. So you can see right here, this left component is hotter than the other two. So then that is then reflected over here on the left-hand side, where again we have the contact page. We have the location of the error. For in this example, it was an incoming power. The equipment, which is the pan-mounted transformer. We then list our findings, which is the bushing that it was, and then we have the exception temperature of the hot one, and then the delta T, which is just what it should be, which is the far right component there. And then again, we give the priority rating and then our errors and findings and our suggestions on how to fix it. And these are my sources. Thank you.